William.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, do you think it's hard being a serial killer?
Uh, maybe?
Like, think about it. Like, let's say you're a serial killer, right? We're not supporting serial killing, all right?
Oh,
If you're
okay.
a serial killer, stop doing it. If you're listening to this, all right?
Jesus Christ.
Stop doing serial killings, all right? So here's the thing about serial killers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not something you just do, right? Like random murders, right? You just do that randomly, right?
Sure.
But
sure.
when you're a serial killer, you can't just like. Is that something like you just fucking do what like that, right? That's something you actually have to go through the effort of doing, right? Right? Because all serial killers, right? They have their own fucking gimmicks, right? Like the serial killer that only kills women, or the serial killer that only kills people of a certain ethnicity, the serial killer that only kills a person on the third Wednesday of every month at 5 p.m. or some shit, right?
That's oddly specific, but alright.
Yeah. All right, hey, don't look up crimes that happens on the third Wednesday of every month at 5 p.m., all right?
Let's see. Crimes that happen at the what was it? The third Wednesday of every night?
Yeah, of every month.
Third Wednesday of every month. Wednesday.
At 5 p.m.
The third Wednesday every month at 5 p.m.
And any murders that happen those
Crimes that happen at the third Wednesday every month at 5 p.m.
Does anything even show up when you fucking look that up?
Oh god, I'm about to get like a fucking police at my doorstep right now. I mean, nothing really comes up, so look at
Okay, good. All right, good. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? That's the thing I was thinking about, right? Right, because you know, we had that whole shit post about my movie idea about a person working as a serial killer's assistant, right?
Uh-huh.
And I brought up the argument that in Saws in the Saw movies, like in order for Jigsaw to do all of his fucking his fucking torture crimes, he has to fucking go through the effort of like setting up all those traps, right? Like that's not something you can just do, right? You can just be like, yeah, I'm gonna set up like what was that trap he did with the glass and like the numbers on the wall and shit, right? You know that thing in that. I think that was in the first movie,
Uh-huh.
I believe.
I think so.
Like that trap. Yeah, like that trap. That's not something you just do, right? You actually have to go through the effort of like doing that, right? Right, like you gotta go through and write down all the numbers on the wall, and then you have to break glass everywhere, like right. Then you have to cover like that's a lot of effort to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like so I was thinking like serial killer is not an easy life. Besides the fact that you're a serial killer, right?
Uh-huh.
Like it must be quite hard to do because you have to go through a lot of effort compared to like just doing like a random murder, you know.
Okay, well, first of all, it's their fucking fault, alright? It's their fault for choosing this lifestyle, goddammit.
Yeah, you are right.
Oh my
but I was thinking about like it must be very hard to go through to do that. Like you have to be like you have to be like, damn, I have to like what if you forget one night to do your serial killing, right? Especially if you have like a gimmick, right? It's like you kill someone on the third Wednesday of every month at 5 p.m. You're like, and then it's like 6 p.m. Like, oh fuck, I forgot to do the murder an hour ago. Damn it! Now everyone will think I'm a loser, right?
So now they just think you're the murderer who does a killing every third Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m. at night, and then then just throw it off.
But the problem is he worked so hard to establish himself as the murderer of every Wednesday at 5 p.m. But now he's called a 6 p.m. killer. Like, I don't want to be called a 6 p.m. killer. That's a shitty name.
As opposed to 5 p.m.
Yeah, he chose that 5 p.m. as symbolic to his past.
Symbolic to his. Who is this guy? Why is it so important?
Look, I don't know. I'm not the serial killer, all right? I don't know his past. I just know his origin.
You just know his. Oh my god. Okay, what's his origin then? Why does that make sense?
Look, the third Wednesday of every month at 5 p.m. is very important to him, and he wants people to remember it. That's why he does it.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking lost. Oh no.
Look, that is a very important date to this serial killer, right? But I was thinking like, especially when you have to buy supplies and stuff, like that costs money. So that means you must have to get like a job or some shit, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so besides from being a worker, you have a part-time job of being a serial killer that doesn't have any health benefits or or pay. Well, technically, you can get paid if you steal stuff from the people you murder. But then people think you're just a thief, and they won't take you as serious anymore.
Oh my god.
Right.
I mean, sure. Look, man. I'm just saying, like, it's their fault they had to make it so hard. Like, especially if they're committing it at like fucking 5 p.m. at night every third Wednesday. Like, why even bother with the hassle?
Look, it's their gimmick.
Yeah, sure, it's their gimmick, but it's a dumbass fucking gimmick. Okay.
Yeah,
so like, maybe just don't do it.
It's how you strike fear into the people. Okay.
Oh my god, dude.
Then people will be afraid every third Wednesday of the month at 5 p.m. They're like, oh fuck, it's almost 5 p.m. guys, it's the third Wednesday of the month. We better be careful, or else the serial killer that kills on the third Wednesday of every month at 5 p.m. will get us. That's his full name, by the way. The serial killer who kills on the third Wednesday at 5 p.m. of every month. That's what the press calls him.
But here's my thing, though, right? If it just happens to be like the fact that like the serial killer fucking commits a killing every third Wednesday every month at night at 5 p.m., wouldn't that just be wouldn't everybody just, you know, stay indoors, keep their doors locked, bar up the windows and shit, and just make it infinitely harder for him to even keep up the gimmick in the first place? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's how you strike fear, because then everyone's inside, so then that way he can go commit crimes. Being the bank robber that robs the bank on the third Wednesday of every month at 5:01 p.m.
God, Jesus Christ, dude. You know, I feel like we're taking too much.
That's his alternate identity.
That's
the bank robber who robs
at 5:01 p.m.
Who robs the bank at 5:01 p.m. on the third Wednesday of every month. He strikes every month at that time.
So what, he just happens to be like, oh, this guy's going to the bank, I'll just follow him. He kills him, and then it goes straight into robbing a bank right afterwards. It's just like, make it easy, done and quick like that.
Yeah. It's a back-to-back job, alright?
This guy?
He works very hard.
This guy is doing too much. I mean, first of all, he shouldn't be doing this at all. But if he's gonna do it, like, why bother with the hassle? It's so much. It's not worth it.
Yeah, but it's worth it to him. It's what completes him, right? Because that's what all serial killers. That's why they do the serial, right? To complete them, right? It's to fill in their empty void in their life, right?
Okay, so what are you telling me? It's not about the destination, but about the killings we make along the way. Is this what you're telling me, Austin?
Yeah.
God. Oh, God. Okay. No, we're done now.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done. Just like how you're done with The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, thank you for that segue, actually.
We call that a fucking segue in the business.
Oh my god. No, okay.
Oh, right. Fuck. Hey, wait, how's The Last of Us Part 2?
Okay. So, we came off with Abby, right?
Yeah.
So, you're Abby. You defeat Ellie.
Yeah, I am Abby. I am a big fan of golf.
Okay, yes, you're a big fan of golf. You teach Ellie the ways of golf. And you're about to teach Dina the ways of golf before your friend, the kid that you rescued, Lev, is about to be like, dude, no, what the hell? That's not cool. And then you know, because Lev is Abby's sense of humanity, she's like, fine, I won't kill the pregnant lady. Meh. You know, she grumps off, and then, you know, then it just kind of jumps. Like it cuts to like a black screen, and you're like, is this where the game ends? Like, I'm very confused. And then but then we skip ahead of time, and then basically we jump to a point where it's just like Ellie. Like, by this point though, just to let you know, I'm exhausted with this game already. Okay. Yeah. Because the thing is, again, as I pointed out, you're playing Ellie. Like, I'm getting into the story and it's like there's a lot of momentum, you know, carrying forward with Ellie about her and her revenge thing. But switching over to Abby's story really makes the momentum come to a stop. It just nosedives, right? Mm-hmm. And then it starts over. You're back to upgrading your weapons. You're back to doing everything all over again. You're starting with a character that you don't necessarily like, and it's just like, and I get why they do this. There's also like another thing I forgot to mention here, but like Ellie's story, like when you're playing as Ellie, it feels very linear. You're going from A to B, but they don't really give you a lot to in the way of exploring the world around you, like Seattle. But when you switch to Abby, they basically make it so that you can travel around Seattle. It feels like you have more stuff to do, and they also expand more on the Seraphites and the wolves, and that's like it feels like they did this on purpose, most certainly, to kind of get you to like Abby, but it also kind of
big fan, right?
Yeah, but it's like they do that, and it's like I get why you want to do that. But honestly, this doesn't work because you already killed off Joel, and so it's like, this is a big setback, and this is like, it's already going to divide people anyway. But it felt like a slog, and by the time I'm fighting Ellie, like, I kind of just, when I'm fighting Ellie, I'm just kind of like, just kill me, dude. And then I die, but then nothing happens. The game doesn't end. And so, I have to go and defeat Ellie, and even though I don't want to. Yeah. And then, she fucks off. Abby fucks off. It's like, never come after. I'd better never see you again. That kind of thing. And then, and Abby and Lev leave, right? And then Ellie and Dina are all alone, basically bruised up, defeated, bloody in the nose, and fucking shit like that. Then it cuts to so I'm exhausted by this point. I just want the game to be over with, which is not exactly a good thing that a game should want you to feel, right?
Yeah.
But we jump ahead, and then it's a news story segment, and it feels like it's an epilogue type of thing. Only it kind of isn't, but it kind of is, because it feels like I'm at the end, because I'm in an area where it's just like it's a house like surrounded by a wheat field, right? So it's like shimmering gold wheat and stuff like that. It looks idyllic as fuck, dude. It looks like it's a peaceful type of thing. And it's basically Ellie, living her life with Dina, and they're raising up Jesse's kid, because Jesse's gone, and it's a whole thing. And so, but it's made apparent that things aren't well, not in the fact that it's their relationship world, but it's more in terms of Ellie herself, because it's made very, very apparent that she still has dreams about Joel dying. And so she's very much haunted by that fact. She doesn't, and she says,
the ghost of Joel visit you?
Yeah, sure, but it's basically like she's just living with the guilt. Like she wished she actually got revenge. But then then you have Tommy come in, and then also I should mention, when Abby knocked down Tommy, and when she's about to fight Ellie, she shoots Tommy in the head. Okay. You see blood splatter. She shoots him behind the head when he's down on the ground. There's no way she missed it. But Tommy somehow survives this shot. It's a very weird thing. And he's basically physically crippled. Like his eye is gone. He's like having a limp in his leg and shit. But it's like Tommy comes in and he acts basically like an asshole, because like the thing is, excuse me. Basically Tommy comes back to Ellie saying, "I've managed to track down Abby. She's right here." And then is like, "Can you go get her?" And then Dean, like Ellie is like very much having like this anxiety issue going on, where she's not sure she should or shouldn't. And then Dina and Tommy argued. Basically, Dina's like, we're not about that anymore, right? And then Tommy's acting like an asshole, saying, it's like, well, she promised me she would get her, and that kind of stuff. So he acts a bit out of the character here. At least I feel that he acts out of character, because he's always been the more mellow type of character. But anyway, once she's presented with the opportunity, Ellie decides to basically leave, and then she and Dina have a conversation, like where Dina's like, "You have a life here. Don't give that up. I don't want to be living every day thinking like while you're off, going to get some revenge that at this point she feels that is like pointless. She doesn't want to live every day thinking that she died, right?" And so it's like, I understand that and stuff, but Ellie's basically comes up and says like, "I can't eat, I can't sleep. I'm haunted by like, I see Joel in my dreams every night, him dying and stuff."
Yeah, he's the first ghost, yeah.
Yeah, and so she leaves. Fucking goddamn it! But so she leaves, and then you play as Ellie. You go into the last segment of the game, where she goes to like California and Santa Barbara, and she's tracking down Abby. Now, Abby by this point has been captured by slavers. They call themselves the Rattlers. They just use human slavery to do whatever. So, So again, the jerks. You got other jerks that you're forced to kill because they'll capture Abby too. Not Abby, Ellie. They'll capture Ellie as well. You know, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But Ellie, you know, basically goes in, causes a rampage, essentially incites a revolution within the fucking slavers' home base when she sneaks in. By, you know, freeing the prisoners. They get weapons and, you know, they go off and fucking kill everybody else, and it's like everything is burning down and shit. But then she goes to she finds Abby, and Abby and Lev have been like they haven't been crucified, but they're basically they're on these pillars, these things called the pillars. They're basically hanged there.
I remember seeing the spoiler for the last segment of the game where you're where you find people on like these cross things or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. So it's pretty fucked up. But then Ellie sees Abby, and then Abby is like, I mean, Abby's been through some shit by this point, and so Ellie cuts her down. They go to the boats where Abby's not sure of where they're standing, especially considering, right, like, you know, especially after what happened, but, you know, she gets Lev, you know, they go to the boat, but then Ellie says that I'm not letting you go without a fight, and then, you know, she forces Abby into the fight, and then you kind of, you fight Abby, and you almost kill her, right, and she's, like, choking her, she's almost drowning her in the fucking water, and then, Ellie's like this close to having revenge, going through everything that she killed all these wolves, like her friends have been hurt and killed. Tommy's been injured. You know, Jesse's kid was without a father, and you know Dina was just like fucking brutalized in the attempt to get revenge. And then it's like at this moment it's like she's about to kill Abby until she has like this until a memory flashes through her head, where she remembers Joel, and this is like their last conversation that she had with Joel, and so when she just flashes through her head, she kind of lets go of Abby, and it's just like, you know what, just fucking go, right? And so by this point, it just feels kind of very anticlimactic. You go through all this, and then it's like right when you're about to commit, like to finally finish this, she stops, and so so then afterwards she's kind of left alone. She goes back to the house, and then she goes back and she finds that Dina and the baby gone. Like all the furniture has been taken out of the house, and it's like nothing is there, right? So it's clear that like Dina's just left because she couldn't take it anymore. And so Ellie goes into her room, and her stuff is all there. But she finds her like Joel's guitar that Joel gifted her when she was young.
Yeah.
And it should also be pointed out that she has like 2 missing fingers in the fight with Abby because Abby bit them off, or bit them so badly that they had to be cut off anyway. And so she's playing the guitar, and it's like this is like this last gift of Joel, and it's just like she like, because she's missing these 2 fingers, it's like she just like she can't play the guitar well anymore. But then I think it's like there's this memory that kind of flashes, but like then you kind of see what the last memory was, and it's basically about like by this point, like in the flashbacks, in terms of Ellie anyway, she's learned that Joel lied to her about the fireflies, right? And in the flashback previous to this one, she said that she wanted nothing to do with Joel, and that she was on her own. She didn't want to be around him anymore, and which I get because it's a big thing with her, and but they're basically, this is after like they had this whole dance that was happening at their settlement, and basically this is when Dina and Ellie kind of kiss and stuff. But then you got this guy, old man, who was drunk, but also like basically insulting Ellie about being a lesbian and stuff. And then Joel comes in and pushes the guy, right? And but then Ellie stops it. But then Ellie just kind of walks away because like she's still like very like angry at Joel. But then she visits Joel. She visits Joel later at his house, and I think it was at his house, or it may have been at her place. I don't remember. But they're having a talk where like she still cares for Joel, but she's saying it's like she doesn't think that she'd be able to forgive him for what he did. And Joel kind of replies saying like if I had the choice to do it all over again, it's like if I had the choice again with rescuing you from the fireflies and killing all of them and stuff like that, he said he would do it again. And then it's like at this point Ellie says I would like to try to forgive you, and then Joel is kind of like but like he's just very sad and kind of like it's like it's like a very relieved type of guilt or something. I think I don't know how to describe the emotion that he was having, but it was very sad when he was like saying I would like that very much. And then then the memory ends. And so like I understand like what they want to say here. Like they're trying to say like in order to forgive Joel, she has to kind of I think it's like she has to forgive herself or something, I believe, for like for her inability to save Joel and for all that she's done. Right?
Yeah. And like, hey. A good way for her to forgive herself is to kill the person that killed Joel.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
but she should have done that, you know? Yeah.
Here's my thing, though. Like, and then she kind of walks off, and then, you know, she's alone at this point. She can't play the guitar, and it's just kind of sad, and it's just like lonely, and then and it ends. Specifically towards this ending, I feel that's just kind of bullshit. If not, it's not that like I don't appreciate the attempt, and I would like the ending, if it wasn't for how it was done, right? Because I feel like, with Abby's story, when it cut the momentum, at this point it's just very like, it feels like it's a lesson that they want to say, right? But like as they're trying to get to the point of the lesson, they go off on a tangent, and that would be with Abby, right? And so they kind of lose the steam. You lose the point, then you go back right to the point. But at this point, you're tired of hearing about it, and then the lesson's kind of lost on you. I like the idea of like her stopping her revenge. I know like a lot of people would probably be mad are mad at Abby, and I can understand it because of Abby killing Joel.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be kind of a personal journey, and I always felt like it like. I like the idea of her forgiving herself for being unable to save Joel, you know? And I like the idea that if she, like, of her forgiving Joel through forgiving herself, you know, for all the things that she's done. But my problem is that, like, the fact that it feels like we missed a big chunk of Ellie's story because of Abby, right? Because it feels like everything was coming to a head, right? When it came to Ellie and like her and you know her getting her revenge, going through any cost, I felt like something should have happened. Like instead of maybe we could have gotten a Seattle Day 4 or 5, and then you know basically she abandons her group. Dina and everyone else are gone. She's alone now, trying to get her own revenge, and no one else can come back for her because she blocked the way. And this would be very believable too.
I'm telling you, The Last of Us Part 3.
No,
Part 3.
Yeah, sure. But that's kind of the thing because it's like. Because the thing is, because of how much it took for us to get to the epilogue of things, it feels like we're missing a big part of the game or the story because of Ellie, right? Because it felt like there should have been a chunk between her being ambushed by Abby, and then her and then the whole epilogue with Ellie, you know?
Yeah.
Like Abby's section, like I felt like should have been gone. Replaced with more story of Ellie, so that it would so that the ending would at least make sense, because like we see that she does these horrible things that do affect her, that she's starting to lose herself in her quest for revenge, and but like it felt like it should have gone a lot deeper and a lot darker, like to the point where like she just kills everything on sight. She doesn't even bother giving people a chance, or something. Like she goes like. When she was about to kill, like when she was going to torture Owen and Mel earlier, and but then she just kills them instead. I would have liked to have seen something where she's about to like do torture, but she's afraid still, but she does it, and then I would have liked to have seen that like at some point she loses herself in the killing, and then loses all sense of humanity, and that would have been fine. And then you know, and when she's about to kill, like, and then I would have liked to have seen some back and forth between Ellie and Abby, and because the thing is, I feel like at least with the point with Abby's story, I felt like it was a point like of her like when she rescues Lev and she goes through all this shit for Lev. I felt like at some point it would have been like she started to understand Joel a lot better, the person that she killed, because then but like while she's angry at Ellie killing all of her friends. She's starting to understand why she's doing that because of her reconnecting with her humanity, right? And then so I was hoping for maybe at some point where Abby's like, it's okay if you kill me or that kind of thing, and then you know that would kind of take the wind out of the sails for like Ellie, and then maybe she's starting to like re-examine herself, and then she would remember her last memory with Joel. then that would probably make her letting Abby go a lot more satisfying. But the thing is, if the story kind of loses itself, its focus on the story it wants to tell, or at least the point of it in Abby's story. If anything, I feel like Abby, if they wanted to have a thing with Ellie, like to make it all about Ellie, you either take out Abby's story entirely, and make it something that Ellie kind of witnesses, like when she's trying to like kill Abby. Maybe Abby is rescued by or Lev or something. Maybe they stop at Ellie. She doesn't get why people are like defending Abby or something like that. And then she's starting to see some of the good things that maybe Abby is doing, or she learns about it through notebooks and journals and enemy chatter or something. Some people are why they don't understand why Abby's helping a Scar of all people, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It's if it would have been better if we focused on Ellie and have it so that we learn about what Abby is going through, and then when we meet Abby, maybe we could have if they wanted to, we could have another flashback sequence, but a short one, where they show Abby saving someone, reconnecting with her humanity, and then then she thinks back on Joel, and then she starts to understand why Joel did what he did, and then she starts to relate to to the person who killed her father. And as much as she might not like that, she starts to understand his actions, and she starts to actually have some kind of regret, And the fact that she because when she reconnected with her humanity, then she could have been what I did was wrong, and I should have just let it go and moved on with my life, because as we saw in Abby's story, because of her quest for vengeance and because she couldn't let go of her hatred, she found that she was forsaking everyone else around her until she finally reconnected with humanity to Lev. And then that would have been oh, I realized what I did now. I was a monster. And then when she finally talks with, there's maybe a final talk with Ellie when they're in the fight and Ellie's about to kill her. She says maybe she understands why Joel did what he did, and then that would be then Ellie would remember that memory, and then she lets go and then recognizes that she almost became lost in her vengeance like Abby was. Right. And then after she leaves, she leaves. They kind of they don't have to necessarily like each other, but they leave each other alone,
Yeah.
And then they go their separate ways. Ellie goes back home, and then goes back to Dina and everyone else, and then she starts living her life again after she learns to reconcile with herself, learn to live through the pain she's caused others, and how close she was to going over the edge.
Yeah.
And that would have been good. But I also think it would have but that would have still been marred by the fact that she killed Joel, or at least how Joel died. If Joel died in an ambush in a way that was believable, I would have accepted that. But the thing is with Joel's death always felt like something for shock value. I understand, and that's it always feels bad in that kind of sense. And so if anything, if the way I would have done it, I would have probably taken Ellie and Joel out of the story entirely. And I would have actually maybe focused more on Abby. Because Abby's section of the story is fucking amazing. Not amazing, because it's kind of short. But I loved her whole section. Because I love looking around the world around her. I love learning about these people. But it's always marred by the fact that they killed Joel. Now, if they didn't kill Joel, I would have actually liked these people, I would have loved learning about them. And, the thing is, Abby's not a bad character, right? But she is bad because of what she's done to Joel, and that's why we hate her. And that's why it's so divisive in the first place. But if it was maybe just an Abby and Lev story, I can understand why they don't do it too. But, because it's a bit of a rehash of part 1. Because it's Abby finding her humanity again through Lev. It's just the same way as Joel found his humanity through Ellie in part 1. But I would have still accepted this a lot better if they focused on the theme of revenge. Because the theme of revenge was never a focus on part 1. Now in part 2, if they focused on the fact Abby is a fucking monster, right? You learn that she's done all these horrible things to her enemies. She's done torture, she's done mutilation, she's done a whole bunch of terrible shit, right? And while there are people who support her, people are wary around her because of how lost she is in her hatred, right? And we could have had it so that maybe Isaac uses that about Abby because he likes that, because he himself hates the Scars. And then maybe you could have had a whole thing where he fights the Scars not because of territory or because they attacked, but because he hates them, because he wants revenge for something that they did. In this way, you could explore more of the dynamics between the wolves and the Scars, or at least specifically between Isaac, the leader of the wolves, and maybe someone else like the leader in Scars.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could have focused on how Isaac himself is so obsessed with revenge too, and just getting rid of the Scars, while the Scars may actually want a peaceful life, but they also want revenge themselves. It's then you kind of see the cycle of vengeance in that way. But because then Abby would rescue Lev, then it's like a whole story on its own, where it's like Abby finds her humanity, but she starts to understand like what she does to the Scars, and while she may not while that may not excuse what they have done to her people, she starts to understand that this cycle of violence and killing is going to be endless if no one stops it. And so then you could explore how she changes through that, and then how some people, like with Mel, where Mel is like, you're a piece of shit, you've always been a piece of shit, but then maybe Abby starts to change, and then maybe Mel could recognize that or something. And then you could then the ending of at least with Abby's story would make more sense, because there's this whole section I remember specifically, or this part or this moment, where Owen wants Abby to go with them to leave Santa Barbara, to run away from this whole conflict. But then there's this whole thing where Abby's like, but you know why I can't go. Now, when she says this, it's implying the fact that she's like so revenge obsessed. But then you remember she already had her revenge, so this moment felt odd. Now, if she didn't have the revenge, then this moment was like, oh yeah, because you're hung up on revenge, and then you don't know why, right? Mm-hmm. And then I'm just saying that very specific moment was just very odd. If people play the game and they know what I'm talking about, they know what I'm talking about. But the thing is, the story would have worked if it was just Abby and reconnecting with her humanity and recognizing that her adding to the cycle did nothing for anybody else or for herself specifically, and she found it was only when it was saving people and caring for others, even if they are your enemy, actually do something for yourself and for others. That's where they end. That's where, if you end the cycle of vengeance, then you can only do it through helping, not hurting. And then that would have made a lot more sense. Now, there's this whole then her leaving, and then even no matter what happens, in the game, when Abby's rescuing Lev, it's the Scars and the Wolves finally kill each other and stuff, and it's just you kind of see the consequences of that. And then if Abby recognizes that, then that would have been fine, and when she leaves, it would have been fine. And then maybe you could have had it end so that where Abby, when she's leaving, she says, "Oh, I heard of a settlement down in Wyoming or whatever the fuck."
Yeah, you want to go to Wyoming?
Yeah, I think it was Wyoming. Is what I'm saying, because that's where Jackson is, I believe. But I don't recall if that's the place. But she could have maybe heard about Jackson, and then you could have had her see Joel, find out that this is Joel, and then we could have had another final flashback where you find out that, or maybe they revealed it
more
earlier.
Joel Force Ghosts apparently. Wait, so what you're saying? This movie could have, this game could have been fixed if they just kept adding Force Ghosts, right? We just needed more Force Ghosts, right?
Exactly, that's what they needed.
Force Ghosts will save any movie, apparently.
Yeah, but that's my thing though, because you could have had it end where or you could have had it shown earlier, when she's reconnected with your humanity. You could have shown the fact that she was the daughter of the surgeon of the Fireflies, right? And then you could have explored that for a bit. You can understand why she's so angry, but then you find out she's finally learning to let go. And then she's in that process, but then you could have had it end so that she faces Joel, and then for a moment you see that she's really angry, but then she reflects on what everything she's remembered, and then maybe you could have had it end where, maybe you could have had it end where it's you're not unsure whether she either decides to go for it or not, or maybe you could have had it so that her accepting the lesson that that she shouldn't get revenge. But then that would have been nice. That would have been a whole different game. Because I always felt with part 1, it was a nice closed story. It did never Joel and Ellie's story never needed to continue. And if they wanted to continue for part 2, then they should have just focused on Abby and the whole revenge thing. If they wanted to do the revenge so bad. But if they're going to do a story on Ellie and with revenge, then they should have, first of all, they should not have killed Joel off in a moment that was just purely for shock value. And second of all, they should have just straight up focused on Ellie rather than working to humanize or going through a flashback that kills the momentum of the game, and then therefore just making it feel like a long-winded slog.
Yeah.
You know? And that's ultimately that's the problem with the story. It's just like it's the fact that they killed Joel, and the fact that because of that it mars everything else about this game. And that's why Abby's section of the game kind of just feels unnecessary and long-winded. And also along with the fact that you're starting all over again with Abby's section.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of my thing with this. It's like, I don't hate this game, but it's like the hype around it is not deserved. It's not a 1 out of 10 as people are on Metacritic, but it's also not a 10 out of 10. If anything, I think it's like, it's an okay game, like a 6 or a 7. Okay. You know?
Wait, would you say this is the 6 out of... This is the Citizen Kane out of 6 out of 7 out of 10?
Yes, exactly. Holy shit.
Look, we're gonna work that Citizen Kane joke again, alright? We're going off, we're using that joke. That's the recurring joke, alright?
Oh my gosh, the Citizen Kane's a fucking... Okay.
No, 6 out of 7 out of... 6 of 7, 6 or 7 out of 10.
Yeah, but...
No other game that's a 6 out of 7 could ever reach The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my thing with the game. I don't hate this game. Just like, it's very poorly executed, and some decisions just kind of don't make the rest of it work, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I will go back into this game, but it is not the Citizen Kane of games, okay?
but it is the Citizen Kane out of 6 or 10, 6 or 7 out of 10 though.
It's like, it's very much the unneeded sequel. If they wanted a sequel, it should have just focused on Abby, and I would have been fine with it. Or if anything, they should have just focused on Ellie and not have just gone off on a tangent and then gone back to Ellie, and then you're just like, okay, we're finally at the point of this thing now. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
But those are my thoughts on The Last of Us Part 2.
Okay. All right. Now, this has been a fun week. I can't wait to go through and edit all these fucking long rants you've done and compile it to one video. Or to those who don't listen to the multiple video version, welcome to the one long ass video cut where I just edit all this into one video.
God. Oh, that's fucking great. Oh, God. But yeah, it's just like, look, man, you were allowed to rant about the Final Fantasy. I'm allowed to rant about Last of Us.
Yeah, you're right. To be fair, most of my Final Fantasy rants were shitpost rants, so it's fine.
That's fair. You know, at this point, we might as well just review video games. I'm just saying.
Well, I only review shitposts, though. That's my problem.
You reviewing shitposts?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. That was fun. All right. So back to Uncut Gems, right? Because
welcome to the SPOILERCAST for Uncut Gems, by the way.
Yeah. This is the Uncut Gems SPOILERCAST. Fucking Christ, how long did we go? We were for like a half an hour on this shit.
Dude, we are. I ran, dude. I mean, at this point, I have to kind of accept that.
Yeah. William, here's my William. At what point during this week did you realize this was not a comedy film?
Dude, like...
I thought this was a comedy film throughout this entire movie until the last night. I thought there was supposed to be some stupid comedy joke.
No, yeah,
but no, this was a real movie. This turned out to be a real movie, and it completely fucked it over for me.
No, like, I'm the same way. It's like, I thought it was like kind of, like... Adam Sandler, I never expected anything serious, except for with Punch Drunk Love, or maybe like 51st Dates, because that was kind of semi-serious.
Yeah, but those had comedic elements in it too.
Yeah, there were comedic elements in there too. And then in this one, I'm kind of like if it was going to be somewhat serious, I was expecting more something like maybe 51st Dates-esque type of thing. But in this, it's just straight up serious. It's just straight up.
The problem is, I did not realize that after watching this movie, because I thought this was just supposed to be some stupid comedy movie.
Yeah, I know.
So I never took anything in this movie seriously. I was like, I get it. Adam Sandler's Jewish. He's making these Jewish jokes because he's Jewish.
Yeah.
Rob Snyder's gonna show up again at some point to talk about how they're Jewish. That never happened.
Yeah, but it's like I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, this is not am I supposed to laugh here? No? Okay, yeah. You know? I'm like this movie gives me anxiety.
Are we supposed to laugh at these Jewish jokes?
Yeah.
Wait, but hold on, I'm not Jewish. I don't understand these jokes, Adam Sandler. Please explain these Jewish jokes to me.
Oh my God.
So I don't come up as anti-Semitic when I laugh at them.
Yeah, Jesus, dude. It's like, it was, I got a lot more than I bargained for with this film.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A lot of stuff happens in this movie.
Yeah. Do you want me to get to the plot synopsis and then we'll talk right after?
Oh yeah, that's right. We have a plot synopsis on this page.
And luckily, it's not as long as fuck.
Yeah. This movie is not the last day of American crimes of movies. All right.
Oh my god, that movie was just ugh. It's just okay.
This plot synopsis is the Citizen Kane of plot synopsis. All right.
Yes, exactly. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read the plot now.
Yeah.
In 2010, Ethiopian Jewish miners retrieve a rare black opal from the Wello mine in Africa. In 2012, gambling addict Howard Ratner runs KMH, a jewelry store in New York City's Diamond District. Howard struggles to pay off gambling debts, including $100,000 he owes to Arno, his loan shark brother-in-law. His domestic life is split between Dina, his estranged wife who has agreed to a divorce after Passover, and his girlfriend Julia, a KMH employee. Howard's business associate, Damani, brings basketball star Kevin Garnett to KMH. While he is there...
played by actual Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, it's his acting debut, and he did actually really well. I actually liked how he acted the role here. It's actually really good. I'm just going to leave it there, though. While he is there, the opal arrives, which Howard has ordered from Africa. Garnett becomes obsessed with it, insisting on holding it for good luck at his game that night. Howard reluctantly agrees, accepting Garnett's 2008 NBA championship ring as collateral.
There's an actual game it takes place during. Is that some made-up game?
No, yeah, they're all real games.
Yeah.
And so immediately after,
just like how Kevin Garnett is a real person in this movie.
Yes, he is a real person, but he plays a fictionalized version of himself in the movie.
Yeah.
But he is those games and himself are very much real.
He is a real person.
Yeah. Immediately after Garnett leaves, Howard pawns the ring and places a 6-way parlay on Garnett playing extraordinarily well in that night's game. Howard wins $600,000, but is ambushed at his daughter's school play by Arno and his bodyguards Phil and Nico. Arno reveals that he placed a stop on Howard's bet as it was made with money owed to him. Phil and Nico strip Howard naked and lock him in the trunk of his car, forcing him to call Dina for help. Howard tracks down Damani at a party hosted by The Weeknd. Damani
by the actual The Weeknd.
Yes. God. We got a good number of real people.
This movie is real.
Yeah, the movie is real.
That's what Adam Sandler's trying to tell us. This is real life.
Yes, Adam Sandler actually died at that moment. Yeah. Spoilers. Sorry about that. But Damani says that Garnett still has the opal, angering Howard. Howard discovers Julia and The Weeknd snorting cocaine together in a bathroom and gets into a fight with him. Feeling betrayed, Howard demands that Julia move out of his apartment. After an awkward Passover dinner, Dina rejects Howard's plea to give their marriage another chance. Garnett returns the opal before the auction and offers to purchase it for $175,000, but Howard refuses, given the substantially larger appraisal. Just before the auction starts, Howard discovers the opal has been appraised for significantly less than his initial estimate of $1 million. He convinces his father-in-law, Gooey, to bid on the gem to drive up the price, but the plan backfires when Garnett fails to top Gooey's final bid. A furious Gooey gives Howard the opal before Arno, Phil, and Nico assault Howard outside the auction house. Howard returns to KMH bloody and in tears. Julia comforts him and they reconcile. Howard learns that Garnett is still willing to purchase the opal. As soon as the sale is made, Howard bets the proceeds on a 3-way parlay on Garnett having a strong performance. He tells Julia to travel by helicopter to Mohegan Sun to place the bet
real place,
for him.
Which is a real place, by the way.
Yes, everything is real. Julia narrowly escapes as Arno, Phil, and Nico arrive at KMH. The thugs find Howard in his office and threaten him, but he refuses to call Julia and cancel the bet. Furious, the three attempt to pursue her, but Howard locks them in between the store's security doors.
Which are made out of real security doors.
Yeah. Howard watches the game on TV while Arno, Phil, and Nico remain trapped. Garnett's Boston Celtics win the game, winning Howard $1.2 million. An ecstatic Howard frees Arno, Phil, and Nico, but Phil, in rage, shoots Howard in the face and kills him. Arno protests and tries to escape, but Phil kills him as well. Julia leaves the casino with Howard's winnings. Police sirens can be heard as Phil and Nico loot the store and the deceased Howard lies bleeding out on the floor.
Wait.
So, that's the end of the plot synopsis.
Oh, well, that line does not show up for me. Wait, did you add that line?
No, I did not add that line.
Ooh, what?
Are you not seeing it?
Really weird. No, I don't see that line of the police siren.
Do you want a screen share? Do you want a screen share?
No, I'm just freaked out. Wait, am I in a different alternate universe right now?
Look, man, for all you know, you might just be like, you might be a slider, you know the fucking term. You might be sliding between dimensions.
This is really weird. Oh, this is really fucking weird now. Ooh, this is how fucking Kevin Garnett must have felt in the movie.
Jesus
What
Christ,
the fuck? Oh, I'm so freaked out by how the last line you just said does not appear on my screen. It's really fucking freaky. I'm freaked out.
Look, Austin, look, don't worry. Just refresh the page. Refresh the page.
No, I did. It did, and it's still not there.
Oh my god.
Truly, this is The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh my god, dude. But yeah, oh god. But yeah, this is. I did not expect what I got from this movie.
Yeah.
Like this movie.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a real movie. I thought this was just a shit. I thought this was just gonna be another Adam Sandler shitpost movie that he makes. That he likes to make with his friends. Yeah,
because it's like in this movie, like it's all treated very seriously. This is it's a very serious. It's a very anxiety-inducing drama. Like I felt anxious throughout everything with this film.
I didn't.
Huh? You didn't?
No, because that's my problem. I was watching this movie with completely wrong mindset, so I never took anything serious in this movie.
Oh, fair enough. But the thing is, once I saw the beginning of the film, I quickly realized like, oh, it's not that kind of film, and so I
never realized that.
So I paused for like a minute. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a drama. Open mind.
Oh, I never.
And then I
never realized that.
But it's like it's so like I love everything about this film, to be honest with you. Even despite the anxiety it gives me, because in a lot of the scenes that you have with Adam Sandler, like Adam Sandler's character Howard is very much an asshole, you know.
Yeah.
Because he's this guy just loves gambling, and whenever he owes somebody, he doesn't pay the money. He uses that money to just keep on gambling. And,
yeah.
You know?
Hey, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of fucking fuck. What was the movie? What was that fucking movie we watched with Bruce Willis? Fuck. L.A. Rush.
Oh yeah. Once Upon a Time in Venice, I believe.
Venice, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like.
I mean, but while that had a more comedic air about it, this one is more serious.
Yeah, but the problem is Once Upon a Time in Venice, that was an actual comedy movie.
Yeah, it was. But it's like I like what they do in this film, because a lot of it is like they kind of treat like this whole thing with the opal, where it's like when you look into the opal, they say you can look into it and see the whole universe. And so in a lot of these in a lot of the shots in the film, they in terms of its cinematography, they treat a lot of this like it feels like you're looking into the universe itself, and you just happen to be witnessing the story.
Some would say it is the Orion belt of this movie.
Yeah, sure. Sure, it's the Orion belt of this movie. But it's like when you
that's a Men in Black. That's a Men in Black reference right there.
Yeah. We're all just marbles in a galaxy, or galaxies in the marble. Who knows? Who cares? Who knows? But it's a lot of it's like feels like you're kind of like peeking into this. It feels like very like voyeuristic and personal when you're looking at the film, and when you're seeing what you see, it's like when you're seeing like Howard having these arguments and stuff, it feels like and they drum with the music. They had like these very fast beating drums and stuff, and like some synthwaves, I believe that's what you call them. And it helps to drum up the anxiety when you're watching him like argue and stuff. And it's just like okay, this is feeling like I feel like I shouldn't be watching this. You know, it feels like I'm not like I don't belong here in what I'm seeing. And and so it's like they treat it a lot like that. And it's great because it works well with the film, because because what you're seeing are essentially a lot of these personal arguments among other people.
I didn't knock over my glass of water.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that was close.
Okay.
That was close.
Ooh, you don't want that, Austin.
I almost had my own Uncut Gems.
Okay. How are you gonna have Uncut Gems without spilling? You know what? No, it's okay. We don't need to
worry. Some would say it would be the Citizen Kane's of water spill. All right.
The Citizen Kane of water spills. Like this is the Citizen Kane of Uncut Gems.
Yes, this is the Citizen Kane of Uncut Gems.
But it gives you a sense of anxiety throughout this film. It's like throughout this film, I've like they never really give me a feeling like they never give me a chance to breathe. At least I feel, and that works well to the strengths of this film, because a lot of it is about like this man Howard, and the arguments that he gets into with everybody else around him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fantastic because of that.
Yeah.
And because of that, the cinematography is great. The colors do well to kind of aid in that kind of melancholic feel. I think it would be the appropriate term to have with this. And honestly, this is Adam Sandler's like best performance in a drama I've ever seen. You know?
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. I fucking love him.
Yeah, it's best Adam Sandler movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah, and so it's like the only other drama that I would say I've seen him in it, and I do like him in this, is what would be Funny People, but that was like it's a mix between drama and comedy, and it works fine. But in here, it's like he's basically just in it. You know, it feels like he's in it, and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's playing a real character.
Yeah, and it's just fucking amazing. Like I can't stress over the fact how good he was in this film. Like he was really fucking good. Like I don't like at that point when I was watching him, I didn't recognize him as Adam Sandler. I actually thought more of him more as Howard. You know.
Was it wrong that I kept expecting Kevin James and Chris Rock to make cameo appearances throughout this movie?
To be fair, I kind of get that feeling too. Like I would have expected them to be in more serious roles if that was the case, considering this type of film. But they weren't in it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they weren't in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, it's a wild fucking ride. I went into this.
Yeah. Hey, do you think the reason why this movie is so serious because Adam Sandler didn't go on an expensive vacation to an island? Do you think this is why? Do you think we cracked the Adam Sandler movie formula? Right?
Is it just prevent him from going on vacation?
All his bad movies takes place on far off exotic location, right? But all his good movie takes place the closer he is to the United States, right? Do you think that's the correlation right now we're figuring out, right? As long as he filmed movies where it's located within the United States that doesn't involve him leaving his house or going anywhere more than 5 feet, it will be a serious good movie, right?
Hey man, you never know. Maybe we just have to stop him from taking a vacation. That'll be it, you know.
Oh, that's right. Maybe we should stop Adam Sandler from taking vacations.
Stop him from winding down. Always have him wind up to be in a drama.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck.
But like, I don't know what else to say about this film because it's just like, it's shocking. It's like very personal, but it gives you it's an anxious ride throughout. But
yeah, I feel like I should probably rewatch this movie again without thinking it's a comedy movie.
To be fair, I would be definitely into watching it a second time because it's honestly that good. And
I
but
should probably do that.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's literally, I did not realize it wasn't a comedy movie until literally the last scene of the movie.
Yeah, to the last scene, you weren't unsure of whether it was a comedy. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like not until he got shot in the face, like, oh, this is funny. Oh shit.
No, this is a real movie. Oh, this is how I felt like when that mom when those kids edited the Toy Story 3 to the movie ending when they're about to get burned.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, did you ever watch that video?
I have not.
Off topic.
You should link it to me. These
two kids re-edited Toy Story 3. So you know how in Toy Story 3 there's that scene where they go down that incinerator where they're about to get burned, right? Before they, of course, we're of course in a fucking Pixar film. You're not gonna show toys being burned, right?
Yeah, that would be
and then they get saved, right?
Shit.
Yeah, but these two guys edited the film where the movie ends right there. Yeah, it's right there. So basically, as soon as so you know when Woody closes his eyes, like I said, this is the end. When they all grab each other's hands or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then I think it was the aliens or some shit.
Yeah.
Or comes in and Satan, right? But no, the kid edited. So as soon as Woody closes his eyes, the movie fades out, and then you just see you got a friend in me. You got a friend.
Yo, you have to link me that now. I just have to see that now.
Oh fuck! I need to find this shit. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Okay, here it is. Oh, it's there you go. I thought you would have known about this. Oh, that's the wrong Discord. I was about to post this in. Oh, that's just the letter V I typed out. Okay, but yeah, that's how I felt watching this movie.
You felt like
Not
you were being
realizing
pranked or
anything.
something.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I was like, man, this comedy movie wasn't very comedy. I was like, do I not understand this new age in comedy or some shit? I was like, confused.
Oh my
I was like,
god.
is this some new age comedy bit that I don't get?
Mhm. God, dude. But yeah, this movie it's definitely worth to watch. If anything, I give it I give it 9
I feel
Adam
like if I were
Sandler.
to watch this movie, I feel like if I were to watch this movie again, I would probably give it a real score that isn't a shitpost and base this movie on a shitpost, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, my impression of this movie was just a giant shitpost, but apparently it wasn't.
Okay, so you want a shitpost score? Here, I'll give you a shitpost score. Okay, 9 Adam Sandlers out of 10 Citizen Kanes. Okay.
Oh wow! Oh, that's a lot of Adam Sandler. Jesus Christ! Oh fuck! That sounds like a real score.
I know we didn't really talk about a lot about this movie, but it's honestly good, and I honestly don't want to talk about it too much because like if anybody's listening to this, watch it. I know
after we bamboozled him with a 30-minute rant on The Last of Us 2.
I'm sorry, but it had to be done. It had to be done.
But don't worry. At this point, the second half of the spoiler cast is as long as you ranting about The Last of Us 2. So everything evens out in a way. So it's fine.
Fair enough.
They sat through half an hour of The Last of Us 2 just to listen to us talk about half an hour of Adam Sandler not of being a real actor.
Oh my god! It's perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but even if this movie was a comedy, when I was watching this movie, it was very good. Like everything was shot like it wasn't sporadic. Like there was no sporadic like film editing, like how in fucking Adam Sandler's stupid comedy movies, where you always like these fucking quick cuts for no fucking reasons, right? To show fucking slapstick comedy, right? But even just like watching this movie, I was like, oh yeah, this movie shot perfectly fine. There's no bad frames or anything. Like this, like there's good scenes in this movie, and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even though I didn't take this movie as seriously, I still enjoyed what I was watching, even though I was legitimately just fucking confused as everything that was going on, because I was waiting for the fucking joke, right? Yeah, but it was still fun watching. I was watching it, even though I was fucking confused of what was going on. I should probably watch this movie again at some point.
Yeah, but it would definitely be worth it, honestly.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie. I honestly don't regret my time with it, even though it gave me fucking anxiety and panic attacks because of it.
Yeah. I like scenes in this movie, like there was the scene where they pour Gatorade into the fishbowl.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I remember that scene. That's it was around that point when I thought like, oh, okay, there's a comedy joke. Okay, I thought that was.
Oh my god!
I love Adam Sandler's Gatorade fish joke comedy moments. It's a staple in this film. You know it's a real Adam Sandler when there's fish and Gatorade in the same scene.
You know what I just remembered, Austin?
What?
I just remembered another part about The Last of Us that I didn't necessarily like.
Does it involve Gatorade or fish?
No, but it could. Because here's my thing, okay?
Okay, off topic real quick.
Okay, off topic real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, in the lesson with Ellie, they're trying to teach you revenge is bad, right?
Yeah,
But here's the thing. And all that's kind of negated by the fact that Abby lives. The reason being...
Yeah, I remember that.
The reason being, first of all, she never makes mention of the fact that she regrets what she did, right? She killed Joel, she got her revenge. And then in doing so, she reconnects with her humanity. And then, basically ends up finding her own version of Ellie, right? Through Lev. And then, by the end of it, she lives, not having suffered through the same consequences that she, exacted on Joel. And so it's like, with Ellie, revenge is bad. But apparently, with Abby, revenge is alright.
Yeah.
That's another thing I don't like. Because when you want to say one thing, the other character's journey in that story kind of negates it.
Yeah.
That's my other thing with it. But that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, we're done now. We're done with Last
Okay.
of Us.
Okay. Oh, was that your quick off-bit tangent about The Last of Us?
No, yeah, that was legit my quick off. That was legit my quick tangent.
Guess I gotta remember to
edit
edit this in, so I just don't edit out your fucking rant at the beginning of the video.
Look, man, you just gotta listen to the last part of it.
Yeah. Remember, it's all interconnected, all right. Just like how I did the whole Final Fantasy spoiler cast. I mean, it's video.
No, that's fair enough. It's fair enough. Oh my god.
All right. This was a great movie to talk about. Definitely the Citizens Kane of Adam Sandler movies. All right.
Oh my god.
We can at least say that much.
We're not
or
letting
at least
this go.
I can say that much.
We're not letting this go. Oh no.
Okay, yeah, no, okay. Well, this is the last time we're gonna do this Citizen Kane joke, all right? So that's pretty much it. All right. Thanks for listening. Coronavirus is still a thing. Wash your hands. Kate, thanks. Bye.